Good day. I'm Menachem Avichael for Trust in HaShem. Welcome to today's Fake News. Today is the 21st day of April in the year 2026 by the Gregorian calendar. As you may remember, about a month ago, right here on Fake News, we reported about how the radical Muslims were going around killing the Christians in Africa. And we're talking about like tens and tens of thousands of them that were killing off. And about a couple days later, I had also mentioned at that time that Trump wasn't saying anything in the United States. Nobody in the United States was saying anything about it. About a couple days later, Trump came out on the air and he said that this is not right. Something's got to be done about it. Well, here you go. The Nigerian government and the United States American forces, they had a combined effort and they took out the Islamic senior commander in Nigeria. So it looks like Trump actually was the whole time going to keep his word. He just had to, make sure that all the information they were getting was correct and where the person was at, and then they would be able to get him. Well, once again, President Trump has proven to the world that America does stand for freedom. Cheryl Koch, President Trump. It means more power to you. Here we move to new news. Well, is this really new news, or is this just a furtherance of dragging on of some old news? Infant mortality has surged 37%. And birth defect deaths have jumped 46%. You might say, well, since when? Well, since 2020, after the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Live birth defects have gone up by 24%. Wow. As it turns out, in 2020, right, the infant mortality, babies dying at birth, was 11.05 deaths per 1,000 of live births. So for every 1,000 births, 11 babies generally were dying. This is in America. By 2024, it had risen 37% to 15.11. Now, here you can see they actually included a chart here, right? You can see how, it was the low point, right? Here we go. The low point of birth deaths rather, and then all of a sudden, this is 2020, the low point. And then, whoa, over the next 4 or 5 years. But everybody knows that this whole article is totally fabricated. It's not true. It's fake news. There's no way that a vaccine could possibly do that kind of harm to anybody. We all know that, right? Well, we move to another one of Trump's peace things, the border peace. It seems that Hamas is humiliating both Trump and Bibi. As you may recall, they had a deadline for disarmament. Well, as of today, which is quite a few months later, they still have not disarmed. In fact, they're getting more and more arms and they're reorganizing. And what's being done is zippo, nothing. I'm sure that they're planning something, right? Excuse me. Of course they're planning something. Like, for instance, maybe everything that's on this side of the yellow line, on Israel's side of the yellow line, they should announce it is now permanently and forever part of Israel. And if they don't stop it, we're going to take back more of our land. Well, that would be fake news if they did something like that, because they would never do that. See, as you can see, here's a map, right, of where the Hamas went to. You can see they went all the way into Israel over here, way in there. This is the Gaza Strip over here, right? Way over to here they went into Israel. Killed over 1,200 people. Over 1,200. What did Israel do? No, they killed a few people. They're feeding the enemy. A bunch of idiots is what they are, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I shouldn't call them idiots. I mean, that's humanitarian to give your enemy food and medicine. Yeah, right. It would be humanitarian if they took all the Gazans and made an announcement. You go to this corner and they point to a corner of Gaza. We'll take this map back here again, right? You point to the corner of Gaza, either this corner or that corner, one of the two corners. You tell them all to go there. Anybody that's not in these corners, that's in any of this other part, they're dead. Just kill them. They're considered part of Hamas. And then you can deal with the people that supposedly don't want to kill Jews. Believe it or not, there are actually 15 to 20% of the Muslims that definitely want to live in peace. Don't believe in Sharia law the way it is today. Well, shall we move to France? France, is, as you well know, has always been a great country for the Jews. They've had Jews there for, way, way back. I mean, the first time they kicked them out, I think was 1306 was it? They kicked them out of France, and they just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. Yeah, France is the third largest Jewish population in all of Europe. In fact, it's not the third largest in France. In Europe, it's the largest population of Jews in all of Europe. It's the third largest in the world, second only to the United States and Israel. Well, just to give you an idea of how friendly the Vichy government is in France, the French government is in France. Pardon me, that was a slip. That was from World War II, the French that turned Jews into the Nazis, the Vichy government. After October 7th itself, Jew hatred incidents in France increased by 700%. In the 30 days that followed October 7th, this is pretty much, Israel hadn't really fully gone in. In fact, it took them over 20 days to go in fully into Gaza. But anyway, France recorded an average of 25 Jew-hating acts per day in France. 25 a day. Jew-hating acts in schools surged by more than 1,200%. That's 1,200%. Now, I don't know about you, but this is proof pudding that the Vichy government, my producer told me I said it again. The French government is friends to the Jewish people. They're not Jew haters. No, they're not. As you well know, this is all fake news. None of it's true. If you can prove any of what I said is true, go ahead. Make my day. Thank you. Have a good day. Shabbat Shalom.